Good morning, everyone. Welcome. It is another guided meditation for our morning liberation quarantine sessions. And as many of you know, the quarantine has been extended for quite a few people throughout the country and the world. And this is a great opportunity again to get in touch with that inner self and to, most importantly, to vitalize ourselves, to wake up, to get the tone going for the day. And there's no better way to do that than with some meditation, finding some time in the morning to really just marinate within ourselves and find some peace. So, thank you again for joining me this morning. And we're going to start getting essentially going with these meditations earlier and earlier as more and more people get used to this kind of 8 a.m. wake up flow. So, we're going to start getting into the meditation pretty quick here. So allow yourself to find that comfortable spot to just relax, to sit, to close the eyes. It's not too bright where I'm at, even though I got a big old light, but you want to try to find a spot that's somewhat dark. Or if you have a sleep mask, that's perfect. So with everything, we're going to start off with some simple breaths with the singing bowl in addition to our Om chant. Feel free to do the Om at home, because again, it's a very powerful technique. I'll just get one more little sip of water and then we'll get going here. All right. We allow ourselves to close our eyes. And the most important aspect of meditation is that we fall in love with this practice. So begin to put a smile on your face from ear to ear as you remind the body that this is your time. You remind the emotions that this is your moment. And you remind the mind that it can wait. When we sit in the morning and in the evening for our meditative practice, this is our designated time to look inwards with ourselves. Our first deep breath, we want to focus at the bottom of the spine. And remember, we'll just be breathing with the bowl, and we will begin. Nice deep breath filling in every inch of the body with air and energy. We warm the spine and body up by shifting our next breath to the heart, the center of the chest. With each breath, we remind the body that it is the time to relax and let go as we shift into the position of the observer. From here, we transition to the top of the skull, the crown chakra, with 3 more breaths as we vitalize the spine and body. Two more deep breaths with the bell. And last breath here as we remind the body and mind that in these next few minutes, everything else can wait. And this is our time for stillness and silence and peace. Remind ourselves that the threefold Om, the A-U-M of this divine note, is actually 4, and the most important is silence. We allow our attention to shift to this silence and space in between thoughts and sensations. as we establish ourselves as the silent witness, the observer, the seer of all inner and outer experience. We firmly root ourselves in such truth. And as our attention shifts, we allow ourselves to focus on the silence. In our meditation, we are simply practicing what we already are. Silent awareness. Life automatically flows. Like a faucet and a tap. All we need to do is simply turn on the faucet and water will flow. However, when we are not based in truth, it's as if we're turning on a faucet filled with mud. And as the tap flows, darker and darker waters come out. This is the inevitable path for all humans. For when we are born, we are told and taught how to be from others. And only because our ancestors before us and theirs before them have been misguided, we have lost touch what it means to be, what this human experience is all about, and the truth in which all simply abides by. It doesn't matter what you've been taught to believe. It doesn't matter whether you identify with religion or not. The purest and highest form of all worship and praise and prayer is the meditation that each of us does by ourselves, for ourselves, to discover ourselves. Many of us grew up with terms such as God, varying gods of different religions, and we have been told to create an image of this being. But in all reality, we must understand that the divine is beyond our comprehension. And the purpose of meditation is to merely catch the shadow of the illuminated one. For in truth, we cannot look upon ourselves, but we can discover what we truly represent through the aroma of our being. Like a sickness, it is known through its ailments. And much like in meditation, we're rewarded with truth through the letting go and removal of those tensions that cause us pain and suffering. In its essence, awakening, enlightenment, discovering truth and recognizing all are just words. And in all reality, they don't mean much. What matters most is your yearning, your contentment, and your aspirations. For without these three, life doesn't mean much. If we are content, we refuse to seek out. Therefore, we can never discover. Personhood, the delusions in which we're born into, they breed nothing but discontentment. For in this material world we have built pleasures, manifested dreams, and raised our aspirations to a high enough level that we all can enjoy them. But much like where our society is at spiritually, we are underdeveloped and immature. So in this world of infinite technologies, where the potential to learn and grow and unite grows stronger with each passing moment, our current world is stuck in a state of instant gratification and addiction, being led astray by the tools in which we built to use. It is unwise, yes, but each of us has that role and responsibility to correct the wrong of those before us. It's in this same light that we must forgive ourselves. It's not our fault we were born into this world, led to believe the many things of falsities that those in power have used to corrupt and blind. But we each have a point of accountability and responsibility in this, to push ourselves, not to compare ourselves amongst others, to do our best, to not do the best of another. For that is the unique opportunity and beauty of life. You are your own special being. Your path is your individual path. And no two of us will walk the same steps, despite arriving at the same destination. So fall in love with yourself. And if you don't know the true self in which to love, then discover it. We reveal what we are through letting go of what we're not. You can't become something you already are. And in this same sense, you are already that which what you're seeking. We are already on top of the mountain, aspiring to see the view. Open your eyes and see. You are already such peace and stillness and emptiness. For when we look through the heart, we see from our true position. Life is constantly pushing us, urging us towards the truth, towards seeing ourselves for how we really are. But far too many of us are caught up in the game of what we think life should be for us versus how it actually is. It's in this same sense that we must remind ourselves that life is a great teacher, but we must determine the lessons. And no matter what arises within our experience, know that life is here to support you. The universe is here to support you. For you are but an expression of it. Matter does not get destroyed, it merely is transformed. So know that you are of this earth. You are of the stars. The same components that went into your body have birth planets, star systems, the universe itself. Each being on this planet Earth has immense potential because we are human beings. Our existence itself is a precious gift. For look at the tools in which we can use. No more tool is more dangerous and powerful than that of the mind. But we must come to understand that the mind is a tool of the body. And like a body, this horse can get us anywhere we seek in this world. But we must always bring ourselves back to our true position, the rider. What happens when we start to talk to our body differently? What happens when we start to address our thoughts differently? What happens when we recognize all internal phenomena, from bodily sensation to the heart pulling of emotion to the chattering of the mind and thought? We must recognize that the one tool that unites them together is you. You see all, and each sensation and emotion and thought must present itself to you before it is heard, before it is acted upon. So come to see this you, this sense of I and me, is the filter. It's the objective to understand. And the more we fall in love with this true self, this pure beingness, all else simply fades away. Thoughts are suggestions. Emotions are like an antenna, and the body is constantly collecting information for you. And although it is a two-way street, very easily does the body take advantage of our confusion in this world. So recognize any difficulties you may experience in meditation comes from the fact that your body is like a spoiled child, refusing to give up its new toy. But again, remind yourself of your true position and constantly bring yourself back to the fact that you are the one observing. And with a simple breath, a nice deep inhale, you establish yourself more in this space of pure being. And it is this breath, like an umbilical cord, that brings us and keeps us rooted and grounded to this spiritual place of being. See yourself for what you really are. Silent knowing. When an inspiration comes, you know it. When you've decided to do something, you get up and do it. Come to observe that we operate in the realm of intuition, instant knowing. Don't adhere to the thought, don't adhere to your emotions or sensations, for they don't serve you yet. Simply be as you are. Take a deep breath and observe all inner and outer happenings with love. And be eager and excited to experience this world. But don't let it pull you away from your intimate looking. Bring yourself back to it with the breath at any moment and know that this is your tether and cord to peace, to life itself, and to truth. Let me take one more deep breath and allow the body to release all tension, negativity, and doubt. Our next breath, we warm the body up with light and love. Our next breath widens that smile on our face as we get to really fall in love with truth and ourselves. In this last breath, we simply remind ourselves to be thankful for this beautiful opportunity to live another day. And it is in this gratitude in which we thank our body again for listening and giving us this opportunity to discover. In our final breath, we simply take it to the heart and remind ourselves that all is love. And in order to truly give love into this world, we must be loving towards ourselves. And whenever you're feeling ready, you may open your eyes or simply just relax and continue to hang out with yourself. But overall, that concludes our meditation for the morning. And again, thank you so much for everyone that joined. I hope you enjoyed this meditation. And don't forget to give it that thumbs up, that like. It really helps. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe. Feel free to share. And if you found that this practice has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, I want to know about it. So let me know in the comments. And ultimately, I want you to let your loved ones know. I want you to let your friends and family know that, hey, I'm doing something for myself that I didn't think would be possible. I've gotten some loving messages from some of you who have never meditated before, and this experience changed your perspective on it. and it inspired you. So understand that you can inspire others. And not only can you, you do already, whether we recognize it or not. The most important thing about all meditative practices or spiritual practices is that you assimilate everything that you learn into your being. You practice what you preach. And in this very light, a simple smile, a simple holding the door open for someone, especially in this time of germs, it changes someone's life. I can't tell you how many times in the moments of real darkness in my life, it all just went away with a simple, hey, how are you doing? What's up? Or a hug. Or someone just saying 3 words, I love you. So don't underestimate your own impact. This is the most beneficial and rewarding practice that all humans can do. From the Western benefits of all the bodily improvements to the emotional and mental. You need to understand that this is the least explored yet the most opportunistic practice any of us can do. And as I always like to encourage people, you can be a leading expert in the field of meditation and spirituality and all that is intangible because we've lost our roots. And it brings us back to a point that was mentioned earlier about, our history and how the conditionings and lessons that our parents learned that taught us, they learned from their parents and so on and so forth. That there was a point in our global history where we were more shamanistic and meditation in our higher self and these intangible aspects of interconnectedness and universal energy. All these things were commonplace. And because of some of the great tragedies like colonialization, they systematically stripped all of the cultures away from our history. So understand that what you're doing is getting this species, our planet, it's getting us back on track. So continue your own evolution and development through this intimate practice of self, and you will forever be rewarded. I love you. I bow to the divine within you. Namaste. I wish you have a blessed day filled with peace and love and happiness. And don't forget to spread that shine by being your beautiful self. Have a great day. Love you guys. Again, hit that like, the thumbs up, subscribe, share, and join me tonight at 8 p.m. for a little sound bath meditation while we heal the body on different levels. Take it easy. Bye.